Hey, what's up guys? Chris here, back in another video. So today, we have some rumors coming out about the A7 IV again. Now, I didn't want to do this, but there's a date now. There's a date now. I don't really want to talk too much more about the A7 or A7 IV because who knows. Today's video is actually supposed to be about a switcher, so I'm gonna actually start doing all these videos live from now on instead of so probably around 6 o'clock Eastern time is when I'm actually gonna do all these videos. You know, if you are interested in this camera channel, then just come back around 6 o'clock Eastern time in the United States and see if I'm live. It could be any day of the week. It could be every single day of the week, but I'm really going to try to focus more on this. I work a lot, so the editing part is kind of slowing me down a little bit. So, anyways, Shift Command. Okay, don't work. Anyways, Sony A7 IV to be announced around October 21st. So we're less than 3 weeks away, 2.5 weeks away from potentially having an A7 IV. I'm super excited about this camera. This is something I've been waiting for. Honestly, since the A7 III came out, I'm a huge fan of the Panasonic S5. I'm shooting today on the A7C. I'm in HLG mode, which I'm probably going to color grade just slightly. Alright, so launch on October 21st if chip supplies permit this. So here's the thing. Something I was thinking about yesterday, and I kind of want to talk to you about a little bit. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. The top companies in the world right now, as far as electronics go, are Samsung, Apple, and you can throw Sony in that, right? Right? Sony is a huge contributor to the electronics world. You can go to any store right now that sells the latest iPhones. The iPhones just came out, and you can go out and buy the new iPhone. I've already got an iPhone 13 mini. You guys probably saw the video. You know, Samsung comes out with a new phone all the time, and you can go right, you know, the new Z Flips and stuff like that just came out. You can go to Best Buy right now and pick one up, no problem. But for some reason, like nothing from Sony you can get during this pandemic. Seems like the only major company that's being affected by the chip shortage is Sony. This is kind of mind-boggling to me. Even their smartphones are not, you're not able to get them. It's kind of weird to me. So the fact that this is like and then another thing is like video. When it comes to like video, it seems like Sony just doesn't really care about video, because you can go to B&H Photo, you can go to Adorama and be able to pick up the A7R, A7C, but they chose to stop making the A7S Mark III. Out of all the cameras that they could have chose to stop making, they chose to stop making the A7S Mark III. All the photography cameras that are out there, all the hybrid cameras that are out there, and then the one that's mainly about video is the one they chose to quit making. Irritating. Newly developed 33 megapixel sensor. Now, a lot of people, myself included, have been like, well, why? Why is there a 33 megapixel sensor? That seems odd to me. Well, I actually Googled this and found out that 8K video requires 32 megapixels, so it's probably a 33 megapixel sensor, 32 megapixels effective. So I expect it actually to be a 32 megapixel sensor effective, and I'm not saying that we're going to 8K in this iteration. I'm saying that Sony comes out with a new sensor for their cameras, and it sticks around for years. Okay, the current 24 megapixel sensor that has been in the A7 lineup all the way up to this point. It's been in the A9 lineup all the way up to this point. Yes, there's been different processors, you know, but for the most part, we've had pretty much the same sensor, the same 24 megapixel sensor in these cameras for a long time. The 33 megapixel sensor, the 32 megapixels, perhaps they're not planning to use it right now, but I do believe maybe the A7 V, maybe the A9 III, and maybe some other cameras are going to have 8K video. Maybe the A7S Mark III might have 8K video, and that might be the same sensor. Something along those lines. It's an idea. That's my thought process. 15 stops, dynamic range, that's pretty average, who cares? 3.69 million .EVF. An LCD improved to 1.44 million dots, question mark. Yeah. 4K 30 video is oversampled from 7K. Yep, we already talked about that. 4K 60 may not be oversampled from 7K. That may be, you know, your typical 6K that Sony does, because I'm shooting 4K 30 right now. It's oversampled to 4K or from 6K. 5.5 stops of IBIS, big deal. Same A7S3 body design and same heatsink system. So, you're gonna get the fully articulated screen. You're gonna get the bigger grip. You're gonna get the new record button. It's gonna be a beautiful little camera. I'm excited about this. I love the A7S3. To be honest with you, there's been a few times already where if I was available, I would have bought one. I haven't bought one yet. I don't know that I will, but I would love to have one. Full-size HDMI, I think that's a little bit far-fetched. Yes, it's definitely something I would love to see, but don't be surprised if you don't get a full-size HDMI. Nothing else in its class right now. The S5 over here, I'm not using it right now, but it doesn't have a full size. Canon R6 doesn't have a full size. Now the Panasonic S1 does. Who knows? It would be awesome if it did, but don't get your hopes up. Fully articulated screen, UHS 2 SD card slot, and CF Express cards. So it's going to have the same type of card slot as the A7S Mark III and the A1. This doesn't really make sense to me. I see UHS 2 card slots. There should be 2 UHS 2 card slots, but currently in the A7S Mark III, it's like 422 10-bit at 4K at 120 frames per second is the only, or something along those lines, is the only like frame rate option that you actually need a CF Express card for. When it comes to photography, I don't think they're gonna put like 30 frames per second and kind of dismantle the A1. I don't think they're gonna put photography features in this camera that are gonna require a CF Express card. I see them putting this in for one reason only, for this to be like a backup for A7S3 owners, A1 owners, who already have a bunch of CF Express cards and want to be able to interchange them between all their cameras. I get that, but I don't see them being able to put features on this camera. You know, currently in the market right now, there isn't even that many features on these Sony cameras, even the most high-end ones, that actually really even need CF Express cards. So, I don't really see the point in having the CF Express. UHS 2, sure, because it's gonna have 10-bit video. Most likely, you're gonna need that. But But there's plenty of fast enough UHS 2 cards, and then not only that, connecting Atomos Ninja to it is what a lot of people are gonna do anyway as well. So yeah. Same new menu system as the A7S Mark III. Yeah, it's got to. I don't think Sony can come out with another camera right now, at least, you know, high-end camera, that doesn't have the new menu system in it. You know, I understand why the A7C doesn't. That's like your entry level into the system. But I think, and that was before the A7S Mark III. Actually, maybe it wasn't. I can't remember. Still not sure about the price. It says around $24.99. Yeah, I hate that, but I understand why they're doing it. I don't think it should be $2,500. I think the entry into the full frame system, full frame professional level system, I don't really count the A7C. I don't count the Canon RP. I don't count the Nikon Z5, because they're very limited cameras and what they can do. The features are kind of broken down a little bit in those cameras. So I do believe that, yeah, I don't know, $2,500. I think these entry levels. $2,500, yeah, if it's coming with their kit lens, but I don't think $2,500 if it's just a, you know, straight up, you know, whatever. The body alone, $2,500. I know why they're doing it, because they look at the Canon R6 and say, hey, well, the Canon R6 is $2,500, right? But Canon always overprices their cameras, but Canon also comes down on their prices. Kind of mind-boggling to me at this point that a year into the Canon R6 it hasn't come down in price yet. But traditionally, Canon has come out, overpriced their cameras, and then if you waited 6 or 8 months, you could get the camera a lot cheaper. Sony has never really done that. Yeah, they've had sales once in a while, but if you find like the A7 III and it's not on sale, you're gonna pay exactly what it was, even almost 4 years later, 3.5 years later, exactly what it was when it first came out, price-wise. So Sony doesn't typically come down on their prices. You can get them, like I said, sales come out, but Canon will overprice their cameras to start with and then come down in price. Look what happened to the Canon R. I think it came out, it was like $2,300 bucks. Right before the R6 and R5 came out, it was $1,800. It came down 500 bucks. The Canon RP came out, it was like $2,000 with a kit lens, and now it's like 1,200 bucks, 1,300 bucks with a kit lens. So yeah, anyways, that's about it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you all for watching, and let's hope we see a Sony A7 IV in 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Have a good one. Later.